G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Now, the bottom of this camera frame is parallel to the horizon. And as you can see, that condensation trail is climbing into the frame. In the fullness of the time, there we go. You can see the condensation trail on the other side of the trees. In the fullness of the time, that condensation trail is going to emerge over here. And the funny thing is, it's not going to be climbing anymore. It'll be either parallel with the bottom of the frame, or, and this is all assuming that the aeroplane is still flying through air that is cold enough and moist enough as to be generating a condensation trail. The condensation trail will be either parallel with the bottom of the picture frame, or it will be slightly pointing down. There we go. Now, for the people who believe that these are chemtrails, and for the people who believe that the world is flat, why are the chemtrails over flat Earth flying in arcs? Because this condensation trail was flying up into the frame, then it flew across the frame. Admittedly, it did that behind the trees, and it's now flying down out of the frame. If the Earth was actually flat, then that condensation trail would have remained parallel to the bottom of the frame. You could call it a chemtrail, and you'd still get the same situation where that chemtrail, the remnants of which can still be seen, that's why the chemtrailers think they're chemtrails, aka the condensation trail, was sloping up into the frame, and yet when the aeroplane disappeared out of the frame, its condensation trail, and over here it's got to be a condensation trail because it has faded out, it's disappeared, because the air that it was formed into was slightly drier than was the air probably 30 kilometres further south. And you can see that this condensation trail, chemtrail, because it's still persistent, this chemtrail, this curved chemtrail over the flatness of the Earth, it's retreating to the east, and it's getting lower in the sky, as you can see, measured against the dead tree branches in the foreground. Now, both these phenomena, the fact that the condensation trail is shaped in an arc, the aeroplane flies up to its closest approach to me, and then it flies down away from its closest approach to me, and its very trail in the sky becomes lower and lower and lower on the horizon as it flies or is blown away by the prevailing wind. These are both factors that strongly influence me to think that we're not living on a flat TARDS Earth. We're living on an oblate spheroid. And whether you want to call them condensation trails or chemtrails, they prove that the flat TARDS are wrong. Now, before I sign off, I will remove the camera from the apparatus so that you can see why I am absolutely 100% certain that the bottom of the picture frame is parallel to my visible horizon, and yet the condensation trail climbed up and then dived down as the aeroplane cruised, maintaining its altitude above the terrain it was flying over. And it was probably flying 30 kilometres to the east of here. And yeah, for those of you who were wondering, that particular shot of a commercial airliner dragging a condensation trail up and then down across planet Earth, 30 kilometres away, that was indeed the particular killer app, as they call it, which inspired me to cobble together this strange creation, the Wharton Video Sniper. This has of course been a mad scientist presentation. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.